Hi, I'm Danny Brett.
And I'm Sophie Brazier.
And welcome to the 2021 Exec Elections Live Reveal.
So obviously this year is going to be quite different because of the COVID-19 restrictions. It's all going to be digital campaigning. There's not t-shirts or themes or poster dash. All of that's sadly gone. But instead, it's going to be social media. So Instagram, Twitter, probably some TikTok. I think we're going to be seeing a pretty wide variety. So tonight we're going to be revealing who the candidates are, what they're about, and really just deciding who deserves your vote, or starting to.
Yeah, and obviously compared to last year we had 22 candidates running to become part of the exec team. Obviously last year there were 11 roles available, so not everyone got it, unfortunately. But yeah, this year will be totally different compared to last year. You know, like you mentioned before, no t-shirts, no colour dash, no poster dash even.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see more videos, more music videos, especially because I know that is a very common and, you know, they like that a lot for some reason. But let's go into the highlights from last year then.
Hello and welcome to the live reveal for the Exec Elections 2020.
Yes, welcome back. So this year we have 5 section heads and 5 executive officer roles up for grabs. We have from the section heads, Action, RAG, Societies, Enterprise and Media. And from the executive officers we have Sports, Welfare and Diversity, Education, Vice Pres and Pres.
Now don't forget that there's always RON who can have your vote, so that stands for Reopen Nominations. If you're not happy with any of the candidates by the end of their campaign, then you don't have to vote for any of them as your first or second or anything choice. It's, you know, always that as an option if you want to reopen the nominations.
Obviously this is slightly different from last year. Last year we had the AU Clubs officer was part of the section heads. But this year it is no longer a role as it has become an internship. So that's one less person that you have to vote for. But so 10 roles in total. So how will the voting work then?
So it's the single transferable vote system, which is what LSU use every year. And we've actually got a really helpful video to help you understand how your vote will be counted.
So, what is STV? STV stands for Single Transferable Vote and is the voting system that the exec elections will be working under. Normally in elections you'd vote under a first-past-the-post system for an individual candidate by putting an X by their name. The exec election works on the STV system, so when you log into lsu.co.uk/exec elections, you will be presented with a list of candidates running for each role. You can rank as many or as few candidates as you wish. Under the first-past-the-post system, the candidate with the most votes wins, even if all the other candidates' votes combined are more than 50%. However, under STV, it all starts with a quota. The quota is 50% of the total votes cast plus 1. If no candidate reaches the quota in the first round, then the least popular candidate is eliminated, and their votes are redistributed based on their voters' second choices. This process will continue until the candidate reaches the quota and is elected. Although remember, RON, which stands for Reopen the Nominations, is also an option. Voting opens on 9 AM Tuesday, the 11th of May, and be sure to follow LSU Media on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for all our exec elections coverage.
So it's all really exciting that it's all kicking off. Have you ever been on a campaign team?
Yes, last year I was on a campaign team. Very exciting, very stressful. Obviously, it isn't an easy thing to become part of the exec team here at Loughborough. But overall, so much fun. But obviously, this year won't be quite the same as last year. But then again, you were here in your freshers when things were totally different.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was fun. Like back in the day when there were themes, there were T-shirts. I think it was different. The poster dash, which you still had, but we were all running around in costumes. It was this huge thing on campus, and obviously this year there's no coming around to people's rooms or in canteens and things like that. But it's just a different way of campaigning, and I think in a way it's a good thing. They can have more of a focus on their manifesto, and we'll still be able to see who the candidates are on social media.
Yeah, and they'll still have fun with what they're doing.
Yeah, it'll still be fun, and as you said earlier, the videos, that should be really interesting to see.
Yeah, music videos, whether it's short clips explaining, and you mentioned obviously there's Instagram will probably be the main focus, Instagram and Facebook, but you have TikTok, obviously, if they really fancy it. They've got Snapchats, if they can. And yeah, there is honestly such a wide range that they can do with just digital, even though it's very different from what especially the candidates running are probably used to. Yeah. It will be very fun. What would you do if you had a music video? What would your kind of the go-to song be that you would try and sing over?
Now that has put me on the spot. I think what I'd be more bothered about this year is probably TikTok. Like, I'm really interested to see what they're going to do there, like similar to music videos, but they've got so much more range than one music video if they actually can hit TikTok well and get people to follow them on that, because that's such a new platform.
Yes.
And it's become such a big thing for so many people our age, students this year with COVID, kind of spending a lot more time online. I think I'd probably focus my attention there if I was running. But what about you? Have you got a music video that immediately comes to mind? Have you been planning this?
No, I haven't been planning this at all. I would probably, I don't know, something slightly old-fashioned though, that everyone knows exactly every word off by heart, but then you can slightly switch it so that the tune almost gets stuck in their head, I guess. Last year we had Matt Youngs, when he was running for president, he had, what was it, Lizzo, I think. He did a remix of one of the Lizzo. But I've just been told we have 30 seconds left, or we're about to start the countdown. Almost 30 seconds left to reveal the candidates. This will be very interesting. We can't wait to see who's running. 26 seconds. This will be very intense.
It is. It's an intense countdown we've got going on. I think we've got a little heartbeat coming in. It's tense, but it's going to be really interesting to see who's running.
So.
So now we know who all the candidates are. There's 14 candidates running for the positions this year. Might seem a little bit less than usual, but we've got to bear in mind COVID-19, things have been a little bit different.
Yes.
What are your initial thoughts?
It was very fun seeing those quick 10-second videos of them. You know, it's just fun. It's very enjoyable, isn't it? So I think it's worth mentioning a couple people rerunning this year, which were Jodie and Hetty. Very nice to see people so passionate that they're going to rerun. Yeah. That's always very nice to see. We've got a couple familiar faces though, but going for different areas. So we have Cameron, who is the current media chair running for Enterprise. We also have Rachel Capithill, who is the current AU Clubs officer running for Sports EO, which will be fun. And also Alex Marlowe rerunning for Welfare and Diversity. What about the others? Who caught your eye in that?
It caught my eye that there's a few uncontested roles. So I think that was sport, was it action and rag that were the uncontested roles. You know, it's always going to happen, I think, in exec elections, especially this year. It's a shame that we don't have anyone going for media, but what can you do?
Yes.
You didn't want to go for it, no?
Yeah. Well, by-elections will probably open up later for someone if they fancy running for media. By-elections will open up at a later stage. We also here at LSU Media have a lot going on throughout the rest of this week. So obviously we've got the live reveal today, but as of tomorrow we will have brief daily updates of what's happening throughout the election week. Weekdays and then on Saturday and Sunday we have our soapboxes, don't we, Sophie?
Yeah, we do. We have the Soapbox, which will be going live at 3 p.m. both Saturday and Sunday. So that's going to be Joshua Gray grilling the candidates, making sure that, you know, everything's been checked off on their manifestos. We know that they're not trying to exaggerate anything.
Not trying to bluff their way into an exact role. Yeah, but we will also be there still making sure that, you know, Josh doesn't grill them a bit too hard.
Yeah, keep him in line.
Yes. We have, though, now Fajiro, our Vice President of the Students' Union, here with us live. Hi, Fajiro. How are you?
Hey, Danny. What's up?
Very well, thank you. So, Sophie, you've got the first question, I believe.
Yeah, so we were just wondering what are your expectations for this campaign, for, you know, how different it's going to be? How do you think they're going to do?
Well, it is very different, obviously. The entire year has been very different. But from my experience running in the elections, I know that it's really passion and enthusiasm that drives you to run for one of these roles. So I expect that to still be the case. I expect to have passionate, enthusiastic candidates looking for interesting and creative ways to reach out to our students. So I am fully looking forward to all the interesting things that they're going to do.
And so are we here. What would you say personally is the biggest difference? Obviously, it's going 100% digital, so I'm not going to let you off the hook that easily. But other than that, what would you say the biggest difference is between this year and last year in terms of the campaign?
Well, I think there are quite a few things. I think this year we've definitely sort of leaned a lot into the support we offer our candidates. So quite a lot of things we've sort of taken off as burden. We've introduced mental health first aiders for several events and throughout the week to be available for the candidates. We've introduced a communal candidate breakfast as well, which we hope will provide a little bit of support and social connection for the candidates. But I think a really big difference, which is related to the format of the election, is that it's going to be a lot less physically exhausting. Typically, you walk around campus over and over again. You're outside for hours in the night, sort of at nights out. But a lot of the actual effort this year is going to be at home, sat at your desk. I think it's a different physical experience, which I think is interesting.
Definitely.
So I just wanted to ask, with there being only 14 candidates this year, is that kind of what you expected this year? Is that still a good number because of COVID-19? Obviously, there were 22 last year. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think there's definitely been an impact from COVID. I think that's to be expected. And quite a few unions have been in a similar sort of position where you've seen a reduction in the number of candidates I think that to a certain extent less to the quantity of candidates and more the quality, how passionate and how interested these candidates are. And I feel just as much enthusiasm and passion as I did last year as I've seen any year. So I'm still quite heartened by how dedicated these people are to their student unions and their students, despite the fact that the number is slightly lower.
Also, I feel like I need to ask, since we are LSU Media and there's no media chair running, how will that work? How will that look for the next year then? What will happen there?
Well, of course, it's slightly unfortunate because I know that media has an amazing sort of range of really, really talented volunteers who could have all done wonderfully and brilliantly in this role. Obviously, it's a little bit disappointing. However, we do have a process for handling this. We will have a by-elections following the main exec elections period, where we will advertise the role, and it will still be an election through which media members can elect their next chair. But that will be in the period following the exec elections. And I believe strongly that in that period we will get a lot of these sort of passionate volunteers in media coming out to lead their section.
Perfect. And one last very brief question. What do you want to see from candidates? What fun thing do you want to see from candidates this year?
Well, I mean, there are a lot of really interesting things is that candidates can still do. I think every year we always have a couple of candidates doing sort of producing interesting content and putting that out there, but that's never really been the focus. I think a lot of candidates are focused on sort of walking around. So what I'm really looking forward to seeing is all the interesting content that the candidates are going to sort of bring out, and that could be music videos or memes, anything interesting that candidates can put out to connect to the student body and sort of advertise themselves.
Amazing. Thank you so much for that. I'm going to leave that interview there. Thank you for joining us.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
So it's really interesting, and like he was saying, like Vajira was saying, it's going to be interesting to see what they come up with on social media. That's all going live at 7.
Yes. So let us meet the section chairs. All right.
Okay. So
I'll do that again.
I like finger guns.
Hi, I'm Jodie Evans and I'm rerunning to be next year's Action Chair.
I'm Seth, I'm running for Society's Chair.
Oh, I'm Nathan and I'm running for the Enterprise Chair.
Okay, so my name's Cameron and I'm running to be the Enterprise Chair.
Hi, I'm Hetty Borden and I'm running for RAG Section Chair.
I do medicinal pharmaceutical chemistry.
I did my Masters in Pharmaceutical and Medicinal Chemistry.
I've graduated now, but I did do geography.
I am a third-year economics student.
I do computer science.
I have to think there. I am 20, I am 21 in 14 days.
21.
I'm 22.
I am 22 years old.
I'm very offended, but I'm 21.
I think the thing about Loughborough, can I say RAG?
I think the amount that you can get involved in, I think that's how we differ. There's so many different ways that you can get involved. There's so many different, even if you haven't done a certain hobby before, you're going to end up doing it when you come here. So definitely, all the stuff you can do here.
My favourite thing about Loughborough is genuinely the people that you meet. I've certainly made some lifelong friends.
It's definitely meeting people who are similar to you, like in terms of interests. So I play badminton, I ride electric skateboards, and I love Enterprise. So it's really awesome to meet people who love the same thing as you.
Is Society's a cop-out answer, or...?
So Loughborough Communities itself is Queen's Park. I absolutely love it there. There is a parrot called Perry who my housemates dance with, and it's really cute just to watch. And then campus-wise, this is gonna be quite sad, and because I haven't quite let go. I was a Towers girl, and I just absolutely love Towers as a building. So I think my greatest achievement, again, comes from this year of being Action Chair. Matt came into my office one day and said, "Okay, we're going to start helping isolated students, and I want you to spearhead it." And with the help of the rest of the team and other people in the building, in 48 hours, we set up a running COVID Community Champions scheme where we got volunteers to help students in isolation, and we've since helped 1,800 students.
One of them, I'd say, is getting into Loughborough University, obviously, big thing. And my other one was a really exciting one that I did many years ago, 2017, and I came second in the Magic Circle's Young Magician of the Year competition.
I would have to say it's the my Year in Enterprise award with my electric skateboard during my placement year. That was great. Yeah.
So I ran in the Exec election last year, and I didn't get RON'd, which was quite nice, but I also ended up with 200 votes, and I didn't win, which, you know, that is what it is. But at the same time, I've kind of never had that thing of, hey, 200 people each supporting you right now. And even though I lost, it was really heartwarming to know that there were people out there who'd been like, hey, you would do a good job, and it was really nice. That's my greatest achievement.
My greatest achievement was probably I represented England at an international writing competition and won, and it was even more special that I'd just come back from quite a serious injury and been told that I wouldn't be able to row again, so that was incredible to come back from that.
Okay, I'm not a fan when people put on a kind of fake persona. I don't like things like reality TV and that sort of thing. I don't like the fakeness of it.
Pet peeve is people chewing with their mouth open. It really ooh, my spine, horrible.
I'll go simple. When people say loose instead of lose, it really annoys me. it's just one really, and I'm dyslexic, so I should be the one making that mistake.
Currently, it's just washing up on the sideboard. I'm really bad because I go and wash up my washing up as I go along, and then there's people's stuff there, and I get really gritty about it, to almost say it, and it just annoys me.
So let's meet each candidate individually and let them tell us what it is specifically they want to give to you as their section chair. So first we have Action. Action is the volunteering section here at the Students' Union, and we've only got one person running, who is Jodie Evans. She's rerunning. So here is a short clip from her.
Hi, I'm Jodie Evans and I'm rerunning to be next year's Action Chair. I absolutely love my job this year. It's probably the best job I'm ever going to have in my life, if I'm honest. And unfortunately, same as a lot of the team this year, COVID got in the way of doing everything I wanted to do. So I would like a second chance to be able to do more with the role. I'm a very personable person, so anyone in my section who has ever had any difficulties or just need a bit of support, then they know they can come to me. As well, when we sit on the exec, we're here to represent you as students.
So we also caught up with Hetty Borden, who is rerunning for RAG.
Hi, I'm Hetty Borden and I'm running for RAG Section Chair. I'm running in this election because I've already been RAG Chair for a year, and I feel that there's still so much more that I can bring to the role and also that I can gain from the role personally, and I'd love to see what I'm capable of as we emerge from the pandemic. You should vote for me because I've got the experience of being in the role for a year already. I know the ins and outs of RAGs when it is completely stripped back, and so I'll be able to build on those foundations to make RAG thrive in the next year.
So now we are going to meet the Enterprise candidates. We are starting first off with Cameron Glenwright. He is currently the Media Chair, but wants to go on to become Enterprise Chair. So we caught up with him earlier this week.
Okay, so my name's Cameron, and I'm running to be the Enterprise Chair.
Why are you running in this election?
Oh, I think that the enterprise section's really kind of interested me. I've always been entrepreneurial minded ever since I was young. I used to, design business cards when I was little. I used to create different ideas for companies and things like that. I've always been fascinated with this kind of area. So I think enterprise is a section that I can relate to quite closely. I think if you take a look at my manifesto, a lot of my points are relevant to a lot of members within the section. We've got one of them is to develop the key soft skills. They're so essential for everyone in Loughborough, everyone in general. These key soft skills are essential for getting into jobs, as well as starting your own company and that sort of area too.
And running against Cameron, we have Nathan Chan, who has his own skateboard company and is also part of the Loughborough Enterprise Network. So let's have a look.
So I'm Nathan and I'm running for the Enterprise Chair.
Why are you running in the election?
So I've started a few businesses during my time in Loughborough and I really appreciated the support from Loughborough Enterprise Network. So I want to give back and help others who are in the same position as I was.
Why should I, as a voter, vote for you in the election?
Because of what I'm going to show you next, and also I really want to help out students, so please vote for me.
And finally, from the section chairs, we have societies, and we have only one person running here. It's Seth Johnson. He last year ran for VP, but this year wants to run for societies. So let's see when we caught up with him.
I'm Seth, I'm running for Societies Chair.
Why are you running in the election?
Because I love my section and I want to make it the best it can be. So I ran in the Exec election last year and I didn't get Rond, which was quite nice, but I also ended up with 200 votes and I didn't win, which, you know, that is what it is. But at the same time, I've kind of never had that thing of, hey, 200 people supporting you right now. And even though I lost, it was really heartwarming to know that there were people out there who'd been like, hey, you would do a good job. And it was really nice. You should vote for me because I know my stuff. I've been part of the section my entire time at university. And I've got solid plans that are grounded in work with the rest of the team over the past 2 years.
And the final section chair that we would have would be media, but just a reminder that no one has run for media in this election.
Yes, so now that we have met all the candidates for section chairs, let's meet the candidates who are running to be executive officers.
Who are you running for?
Hello, I'm Rachel Caverhill and I'm running to be Sport Executive Officer.
I'm Alex Marlowe and I'm running to be your next Wealth and Diversity Executive Officer.
I'm Leon Dixon and I'm running for the position of Vice President.
My name is Thomas Young and I'm running to be your next Education Executive Officer.
My name is Freya and I'm running for LSU President.
I am Elle and I'm running for the Education Executive.
My name is Jean Cameron and I'm running for the Welfare and Diversity Executive Officer. My name is Charlotte Style and I'm running for Vice President.
My name is Gabriel Ortiz Vieira and you can call me Gabo, and I am running for LSU President.
I did physics and sports science undergrad and then I've also done a sports biomechanics masters.
I did a drama degree.
I do international relations.
I'm a final year English and sports science student.
I do politics, history and international relations.
Currently, I do a master's in sport management, politics and international development.
My favourite thing about Loughborough is probably the union. In all its parts, not just on a night out, in all its parts.
The nature, I really like the nature. It's really kind of gives you this sense of like calm. I think that really resonates with me. I think that's my favourite thing. My favourite thing about Loughborough is the family, probably.
The atmosphere, you know, the sense of family. Obviously, town is a little bit small. There's not much to do, so it really is about the people, the family that you create here.
The atmosphere and I think the opportunities here. Am I allowed to say two things? I've said two things. Yeah, I think obviously we talk about the bubble and it's not always a really good thing, but I think it does mean that there's loads of opportunities here that people can find what they love to do.
For me, it was that I could find my home here. It was the first place that I could be well and truly myself. And I was very fortunate that that was barely ever questioned or I barely ever got into any trouble for that. It's not the case for everybody, 100%, but for me, that's what it was like. And I would like that to be the same for everybody on campus, regardless of who or what they are.
My favourite thing about Loughborough is the opportunities that the university offers everybody. When I came as a fresher, the first thing I got involved with, I think it was on day one, was an action event. I was a marshal for the fireworks show we held in that year. That was so much fun.
Probably the union, because, you know, not only has it, you know, provided some great memories for me, you know, I also, like, I've worked here, I've volunteered within LSU. You know, I feel like all of the good aspects and components of my experience here have all come through the union in a roundabout way.
The Loughborough family for me, that's always going to make it.
The thing that annoys me the most is not being honest with people. I feel like honesty is so important, especially nowadays, and if you're not honest, then what are you?
Bear in mind, it's not a pet peeve. I do not despise people who say this, but I can't help just have a little twitch inside me when people say the letter after G in the alphabet and they say H. It's just the only thing which just makes me go, oh, okay, but it's fine. Anyone can say any letter however they want, but that's the only thing. That's the only thing I can think of.
Liverpool fans.
I'm not a big fan of slow walkers. You know, there's like yards of pavement in front of you. You know, you can just keep it moving. There's no speed limit on the pavement like there is the road.
So it's a really bad grammar thing. So the difference between your and your, or there and there, or two and two. That if someone sends me that in a message, I will just correct them. I know this is a really common one, but when people chew with their mouth open when they're eating and make a lot of noise, probably my housemates being in the shower when I want to have a shower.
So when people chew with their mouth open, I don't know why, but my dad was really strict about that, and then he always used to even scream at us when we were doing that.
Pet peeve, people being late. That's really annoys me.
So now we're going to have a look individually at the candidates running for the executive roles. Starting off with sport, we've got Rachel Caverhill, who is the current AU Clubs officer. So let's have a look.
Hello, I'm Rachel Caverhill and I'm running to be Sport Executive Officer.
Why are you running in the election?
Because I want to continue being involved in Loughborough sport. I've had such a brilliant time here over the last 5 years and I want to continue to make a difference. I've gained a lot of experience over the last 5 years and I think the manifesto points that I bring, enable, advocate and integrate, will benefit every student at Loughborough.
And up next we have our Welfare and Diversity Executive Officer candidates. First up with Jean Cameron, a second-year textile student. So let's see what happened when we caught up with her.
My name is Jean Cameron and I'm running for the Welfare and Diversity Executive Officer position. I'm running because I thought it would be a good opportunity to gain this kind of experience working within a team, and I think welfare and diversity is for me quite a big thing within university. I think a lot of people would benefit a lot from different events that help with well-being and including everyone, because there's so many different people in university that need to be represented. I'm dynamic and I think I can definitely represent different groups. I grew up in Ghana and I met a whole lot of different people and I traveled from there to here and had to kind of adapt to different cultures. So I really can, I'm able to see other points of view and different perspectives and really be able to communicate differently with different people. So I think that is a good reason to vote for me.
Next up we have Alex Marlowe, who is the current Welfare and Diversity Chair, so he's going to be rerunning.
Hello, I'm Alex Marlowe and I'm running to be your next Welfare and Diversity Executive Officer. I've got an absolute passion for welfare and diversity related matters, equality, diversity, inclusion. And this is a fantastic position to be able to facilitate student activism and meaningful change on a campus and campuses that I just adore. Loughborough is a home and I want to make good change here. I've been very fortunate to have been doing this for the past year. I was in the last elections and was voted into the position. I've been doing it for a year. I know what the difficulties are. I know where the strengths are. I know how equality, diversity and inclusion works. I know how mental health and well-being works. You can be confident in me that I know what I'm doing, but that I will put students first before myself.
Up next, we have our education officer. Obviously, they overview all the education that happens here at Loughborough University. And up first, we have Eleanor Bishop, a psychology student. So let's go in with her.
So I am Elle, and I'm running for the Education Executive. I'm running in this election because I feel like I want to be part of the transition from COVID into normal teaching again. I want to have the students represented accurately for that massive transition, which is going to throw a lot of people off, I think. You should vote for me because I'm going to be at Loughborough for a very long time now. I am completely involved in the education. I really want to be passionate about it and stuff, and yes.
Also running for education, we have Thomas Young, the DSF president. So let's have a little look at what he said.
So hello, my name is Thomas Young, and I am running to be your next Education Executive Officer. So I am running in this year's exec elections because, over the past few years, I've been very involved in the education section, and I've seen it go from strength to strength. Having been, an active volunteer myself, from a student involvement officer to now this year, the student president of the Department of Students Federation, it's time for a sort of fresh start and a fresh approach. And especially given all the challenges we face this year, it's important that we have someone elected into this role that is in touch with the students and understands what not only its volunteers need, but also what its students need as well. I've been here for a significant amount of time. I've seen, a whole cycle of new students come in and come out. A vote for me would be a vote for, a sort of shift in priorities when it comes to the education section and its offer. And, this is including, not limited to, department committees, peer support and academic representation. So a vote for me would be a vote for the championing and the empowerment of all of those schemes and the volunteers that fall underneath them.
So we're going to have a little bit of a break from that and have a bit more of a fun thing, aren't we now?
Yeah, we definitely are. So we had the candidates show us their hidden talents, which was interesting. So we're going to let you have a little look.
Talent is that I can spring a deck of cards from one hand to the other.
Bring those onto the camera. So you've got two elastic bands, one on the top, one on the bottom. I give them a little shake like this. Just like that, they link together right in the centre. We give them another shake like this, and they separate completely, just like that.
Right, we'll have to try it again. I promise you I can do it. I promise you I can do it.
This is cheeseburger from McDonald's, and I've practiced this yesterday, and what I'm going to do is to eat it all in one go, in one bite.
This is Samantha. Samantha is a second generation spider plant.
Here you go.
So one generation back then, another, you've got Bob. Bob was a little plant who I got from the Freshers Bazaar from our Landscape and Gardening Society. And where this is going is basically, I don't have a very good hidden talent. I just do lots of little things, but society's helped me grow this one, so I just wanted to show it off.
I can twist it and curl it.
So I've been sort of working on my Shaggy Scooby-Doo impression. Raggy, wrong Alex motto, and that's terrible. No. Try Shaggy. Let's try Shaggy. Like, hey man, vote Alex Morrow in the elections. Oh my god. That's even worse than I imagined.
Remember those walls I built? Well, baby, they're tumbling down. Didn't even put up a fight. They didn't even make a sound.
Let me do David Attenborough.
So here we have, in his natural habitat, Alex Marlowe running for Welfare and Diversity Executive Officer.
What? May seem like nothing yet, but then we can sort of we can vary it. We can start progressing it. We can start adding additional spin and variation to the ball. We can even do this. And then we can start, you know, experimenting by going the side of the backboard.
Well, my hidden talent, I can do really, really bad fusion dancing. I can show you. That's one of many I've got.
But yeah, plain and simple, you can just do this. Can even, you know, if anyone's a football fan and is aware of the infamous around the world, you can start doing that. Go that way. Yeah, and you're just having the ball under control.
I'm going to do a no pen leaving the book.
I can do a pretty decent Yoda impression.
Do it.
So, okay.
Do or do not, there is no try. Vote for me, you will.
Wow, some very interesting hidden talents there. Up next, though, we are going to our vice presidents here at the Students' Union. And up first, we have Leon Dixon, the current Harry French Hall Chair. So let's see what happened when we caught up with him.
I'm Leon Dixon, and I'm running for the position of vice president.
Why are you running in the election?
Because I feel like the vice president role is a great opportunity for me to put some good back into the community that has helped so many people through so much pressing times. So I feel like this way I'll be able to give something back to the student body that I feel is a family to me. So my manifesto details my main points. I feel like I'll be able to bring many opportunities to a lot of students in Loughborough. I feel like freshers this year have maybe missed out on all of a lot of the opportunities that sections offer, such as maybe rag raids or action events. And this year, hopefully, we can get back to normality, and I will be able to create maybe a stream of volunteers that can get involved with the LSU to offer them the opportunities that every student normally gets.
Also running for Vice President is Charlotte Stile. She's the ex-HSF President and ex-Cayley Hall Chair.
My name is Charlotte Stile and I'm running for Vice President. I'm running in the election because I've been involved with union volunteering since I started Loughborough 4 years ago, and it seems like the next natural step, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. You should vote for me because I think I've got all the necessary experience, and I think I've got some realistic ideas as well, and I want to make sure that we can keep Loughborough the great place it is.
And finally, we have our candidates running for president here at Loughborough Students' Union. Up first, we have Freya Mason, who is the Faraday Hall Chair, so let's catch up with her.
My name is Freya and I'm running for LSU President.
Why are you running in the election?
I've loved every experience and opportunity I've had as part of the Loughborough family, and I really want to give back to what I've experienced so far, and I would love to represent the students that have made this place my home. I think my manifesto covers the largest majority of students that I could have done. It covers things from easing out of the pandemic to welfare to strong and stable network for students in town. Therefore, I think I can easily use all my skills to implement this across the year and represent students as best I can.
And he has previously been, or is, the international officer. So let's have a little look.
My name is Gabriel Ortiz Vieira, and you can call me Gabo, and I am running for LSU president. I'm very passionate about the human experience. All throughout my life, I've always tried to do more than I'm supposed to. With school, I was always elected into the Students' Council. Here, I was always looking for extra positions. And in general, I just enjoy getting a smile out of people, improving their day, improving their experience, be that with a joke or doing something like this where I can change and improve lots of lives and make a very, very big positive impact. You should vote for me because I will always have your best interest in mind. I will always make sure that we are listening to the students. And like I said before, I'm really interested and really passionate about improving experiences. I'm really passionate about the human experience, about making people's lives better. And I'm a very ambitious individual that will definitely fight till the very last day to make your life better as a student.
So I hope that these little clips have been very helpful in introducing you to the candidates, but obviously we're not expecting anyone to make their decisions based on just that and their very lovely hidden talents. They've also got manifestos that you should definitely read before voting, but we're making it a little easier by running the soapbox as we do every year. It's going to be on Saturday and Sunday, live from 3 p.m. Basically just, grilling the candidates, making sure that they're the right people for the job and that you know who you want to vote for.
Absolutely, yes. So here we have a short clip introducing you guys to what the soapbox is.
The person who is in the role that you are running for has said that one of your points is unattainable and cannot be done.
No, I think that the idea, firstly, I believe the idea can be achieved. And if it...
Okay, we've got a question just come in from social media. Which section would you remove?
Probably have to say AU Clubs Officer.
So I'm not going to provide you with an answer now.
The soapbox is back again this year. We'll be grilling the candidates live on Saturday and Sunday from 3 p.m. Tune in with me, Josh Gray, to find out more about why your candidates are running and find out all the juicy details about their manifestos and their candidacy.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining us here at the live reveal with LSU Media. Just a reminder that throughout the week we have our exec kind of update and catch up every day from 6 p.m. We have the soapbox, as we did just mention, on Saturday and Sunday. And when does voting open then?
Voting opens on Tuesday, and obviously results night is on the 14th.
Yes.
It's going to be a very exciting campaign. And
very exciting. We wish all the candidates the best of luck. A final reminder that if you do not like any of the candidates, you can vote for RON, which stands for Reopen Nominations. But that is it from us. So I've been Danny Brett.
And I'm Sophie Brazier. Make sure you follow LSU Media on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook for all of our coverage, as we've just mentioned, and it's been really great. Thank you.
Thank
you
you
for watching.